Hey guys, Shawn web piano teacher. How you doing? In this lesson, we're going to learn what a compound chord is and how to play it. We're going to understand it. It's going to make sense to you. It's going to help you when you play chords. All right, let's get to it. This is Jackson Browne. That Girl Could Sing, and we have, here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, da, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know when the singing starts, na 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 na. Good old Jackson Browne. So, all right. So when you see a compound chord, sometimes they call it split chord bass, or I've even heard fraction chord. It's where you have a chord symbol that says like G, and then it has a line like a fraction would, and then an A below it. What's that mean? How do you? It's pretty easy. I'm going to show you right now. All right. So let's go back to the top of the page. And when you play this first chord, okay, you see the chord symbol here. And even if you're reading notes, okay, it's helpful to know what the chord is. If you're just a robot that pushes down the right keys and have no understanding, you're missing out, okay? If you have understanding too, it just doubles your ability to play and understand what you're doing, your enjoyment, all of that. So you have a G chord here, okay? That's what this first G is. So the first letter tells you what the chord is. Remember that. The first letter tells you what the chord is. And unless it has a little M next to it, it's a major chord, not a minor, okay? So as we look at this and we look at a G chord, in case you didn't know, a G chord is going to have the letters G, B, D, because if we have our musical alphabet out here, A through G repeated over and over, and you start with a G and you Oreo cookie this thing, you have G, B, D. See the Oreo cookie? Well, it's a double stuff, really. You got 2 cookies or 3 cookies and stuffing in the middle there. So G, B, D is your G chord. There it is. That's what's on top, okay? That's what's on top. So you have G, B, D. Or GBD down here, anywhere on the piano. That's the recipe for a G chord, all right? So the other thing is the second letter, the A. So what's that about? The A is telling us what one letter is on the bottom. So that first letter goes with the chord on the right hand. The other letter is telling us what note to play in the left hand. Now, sometimes it'll be an octave, so it's an A here. So you will play an A, but typically rock, pop, piano music, country music, all of that, you're going to have an octave. So you'll have an A on the top and an A on the bottom. Same letter, okay? So when you play it, you'll have this GBD on top and an A on the bass here. And you can play this one. I like to go ahead and play octaves everywhere, so I'm going to play an A as well right there. As you can see, it happens over here. So you have a G chord over an A chord. So that's what you do there. Okay? So if we start again and we look at the chord, we have GBD on the right and then A on the left hand. That's going to be tied. I use little X's for tied notes. So you see that it's tied, but you don't accidentally play it again because you see the X. Now we go to something else. D over A. Same principles. So let's see if you learned anything. Okay? The D's on top. What does that tell you? It tells you what chord you're going to play on the top in the right hand. Okay, so D on the top. The letter in the left hand, what does that tell you? What one note you're going to play in the left hand, okay, which is an A. You're going to keep that A pedal on the left hand. Now, here's something to note. Whenever you don't have a compound chord, it just says G or D or whatever, you assume that the name of that chord symbol is the note also that you're going to play in the left hand. So you would play, if it just said G, for example, you would play this G chord right here, but you would put the G octave in the left hand. You just assume that. So if it's not G, that's when you have this. Let's say it said G over B. You would do this. Let's say if it said G over F sharp. Then you have kind of a, how about G over E? Okay, that's actually an E minor 7. But that's the idea. When there's no compound chord, the left-hand octave will just be the letter as well. Okay? Now we put rhythm to it. Okay? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now what is the do part? That's the bass guitar part. Okay, so you have these chords here for the piano part, and then if you're playing by yourself, you want to sound like the band. If you don't have a bass player, solo piano, you can put those little bass things in there sometimes. It really helps. And a little trick to know probably what the bass is doing, Okay, a lot of times when it adds a note, all the bass is doing, it has this A here. Wherever your two finger, see my two finger? Wherever your two finger falls naturally is going to be the fifth of the chord. Here, country bands, that two finger, when you're playing an octave, is going to most of the time be that note. And it is in this case. Da-dun-dun. You hear the bass guitar in this song right around in this area. Go do-do-do, E-A-A. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, then I go to my D chord, and we saw the D chord here, D. Now, when we look at this, and you see a D chord, okay, here's our letters for a D chord in the key of D. The F is sharped, but it's DFA. Any D chord, whatever it is going to have the letter recipe DFA. We just got to sharp the F because it's a D major chord, okay? Now, that's not what's written up here, right? It's written this way, F sharp A D. Does that change the chord? Absolutely not. It's still a D chord. It's in what's called an inversion of the chord. Okay, so when we play that D chord, we have an inversion. And change it to G here real quick. So here, actually, D is what I wanted. I already had it. All right, D F sharp A. So if I invert this, and what I'm going to do is take this D, and I'm going to bump it up here. But I did not change the recipe. Okay, it's still D F sharp A. See that? Okay, so I'm going to bump it up. See what I did? The D went up here. Did the recipe change? No, but it's just a different way to play that D chord, F sharp A D. Okay? That's the inversion of it. It's still a D chord. So now you know an inversion. You know how to play compound chords. Now let's continue and actually play this thing and keep going. And by the way, we do the whole thing on webpianoteacher.com. I've got a lot of Jackson Browne stuff, a lot of other lessons I've done past 20 years. $1 to try it out for 7 days, no obligation, cancel any time. 58% of people who start the trial continue with the year membership, so it's going pretty good. Let's get back to the lesson, though, and let's keep going. Here's the first line. You got to count, okay, because you don't have a drummer with you, and you have to count. So if you just play the piano part, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a lot of measures here. So you play your D chord there, F sharp A D. You got to move your thumb to, up, because the thumb is shorter. When you do that, your fingers have to slide up in between the keys, F sharp A D. Okay, so let's start at the first line again. We're going to keep going. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, do, do, do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Back to G over A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now what happened here? Take a look at that. You have the G chord, but there's another G. Does that change the chord? Absolutely not. The recipe for a G chord is GBD. If I have 2 Gs, it does not matter if I have 2 Ds, 2 Bs. As long as I have one of each, okay, then I have a full-fledged G triad in there, okay? So all I'm doing there is playing the GBD, but I'm adding my 5th finger for the pinky. Most 4-note chords, that's what they're going to be, is you have that 3-note chord and you're just doubling the bottom or the top one to make an octave. That's all you do to fill out the chord and make it even bigger. Okay? So that's what's happening there in that G chord. I'm going to start right here on this 3rd line. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happened here? Same idea. Okay? We have a D F sharp A chord, but instead of it being, and this is what we're looking at right here. Instead of this, okay, I'm doing it here, A, D, F sharp, same recipe, but I'm doing an A octave. See, that lowest note is doubled on the top, and that makes that 4-note chord. Most 4-note chords are that way. Sometimes they can be 7th chords, but a lot of chords are just done that way, where you play the octave. A, D, F sharp, A, 1, 2, 4, 5. Don't sneak your 3rd finger over there and stretch Use your fourth finger. Make use of it. Okay, and then over here you just have your tying, but you have another F sharp that's playing. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you can also all that bass stuff you can add in those gaps like we did. Okay, so that's the first 4 lines. Let's play through the whole thing. What we've done, this is the first page. I like to go 4 lines per page, 3 measures per line, because that's a good amount to digest in one sitting. Okay, traditional sheet music, they jam everything they can on one page. It's, there's more black than white on the page, and it just looks, intimidating. So I like to make my sheets where you're working on a section and it's, okay, I can do this. All right, so here we go. Very beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, do do do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. My lights are messing up, but because I didn't reset them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I forgot to reset them. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. 1, 2. 2, do do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Still messing up. That's okay. I'm right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, we finished it on the website all the way through. Got the lyrics in here so that you can sing along and know where to sing the words as you're doing it. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Talk to you later.